Animal versus plant calcium. Which is better for your body? Have you ever wondered which type of calcium, animal-based or plant-based, is easier for your body to absorb? Today, we're going to find out. Calcium comes from various food sources, but how well your body absorbs it depends on multiple factors. The calcium content, the form in which it's found in food, and the presence of enhancers or inhibitors all play a role in determining whether you're truly getting enough of this essential mineral. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more valuable nutrition and health content. Calcium from animal sources. Let's start with calcium from animal-based sources. You can find it in milk, cheese, yogurt, sardines, salmon, eggs, and other dairy and seafood products. In these foods, calcium is typically present as calcium lactate or calcium phosphate, which are highly soluble and easily absorbed by the body. One major advantage of animal-based calcium is the additional nutrients that help with absorption. For example, fatty fish like salmon and sardines naturally contain vitamin D, which significantly improves calcium absorption. Milk contains lactose, a sugar that aids calcium uptake, though this benefit applies only to those who are not lactose intolerant. If you consume fish, sardines, and canned salmon are excellent choices, as the soft bones provide a highly absorbable form of calcium thanks to the balance of phosphorus and vitamin D. So how much calcium from animal sources does the body actually absorb? On average, the absorption rate ranges between 30 to 40%, depending on the specific food. Calcium from plant sources. Now let's talk about plant-based calcium sources. These include leafy greens like kale, broccoli, and spinach, as well as tofu, chia seeds, almonds, and sesame seeds. However, the calcium in plant-based foods is often in the form of calcium oxalate or calcium carbonate, which vary in bioavailability. Certain factors can interfere with calcium absorption from plants. For instance, spinach and beet greens contain oxalates, compounds that bind to calcium and limit its absorption. Similarly, some whole grains and legumes contain phytates, which can reduce calcium uptake. But here's the good news. Not all plant-based foods are affected the same way. Tofu made with calcium sulfate is a great source of plant-based calcium with a relatively high absorption rate. Broccoli, kale, and bok choy also have high calcium bioavailability because they contain lower amounts of oxalates compared to other leafy greens. So how does plant-based calcium absorption compare? Kale absorbs at a rate of about 50 to 60%, making it even more bioavailable than milk. Tofu has an absorption rate of around 30%, similar to dairy. Spinach absorbs at only about 5% due to its high oxalate content. Top 5 calcium-rich foods from animal and plant sources. Now let's explore the top 5 calcium-rich foods from both animal and plant sources, ranked from lowest to highest calcium content. This will help you make the best choices for your daily nutrition. Starting with animal-based foods, whole milk is one of the most common sources of calcium, containing around 120 milligrams per 100 grams. Besides calcium, milk also provides lactose, which enhances absorption. Next is plain yogurt, which contains 110 to 200 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams and is packed with probiotics that support gut health and immune function. Salmon is another fantastic option, providing 250 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. The key here is the soft, edible bones, which are an excellent source of highly absorbable calcium. Even better, salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, making it a powerful bone-boosting food. Another calcium-rich fish is sardines, containing 325 milligrams per 100 grams. Just like salmon, sardines provide soft bones that are an easily absorbed source of calcium, along with vitamin D to further enhance uptake. But the highest calcium content among animal-based foods is found in Parmesan cheese, boasting a massive 1,184 milligrams per 100 grams. This makes it one of the most calcium-dense dairy products while also supplying high amounts of protein and healthy fats. Overall, milk and yogurt contain lower amounts of calcium, but thanks to lactose, they are easier to absorb. Salmon and sardines provide a good balance of calcium and vitamin D, making them some of the best sources for optimal absorption. Parmesan cheese ranks at the top for calcium content, making it an ideal choice for those looking to increase their intake. Moving on to plant-based sources, seaweed ranks first on the list with 150 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. In addition to calcium, seaweed is loaded with iodine, which plays a crucial role in thyroid function. Kale follows closely behind, containing 250 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. Not only is kale a great calcium source, but it also has one of the highest absorption rates at up to 60%, even higher than milk. Tofu is another excellent source, containing between 350 to 500 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams, depending on preparation. Tofu made with calcium sulfate has particularly high bioavailability, making it an essential plant-based calcium source. Higher up the list, chia seeds provide 630 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. They are also packed with omega-3s and fiber, making them beneficial for heart and digestive health. However, since chia seeds contain phytates, they may slightly reduce calcium absorption. Finally, the most calcium-rich plant-based food is sesame seeds, with 975 milligrams per 100 grams. This makes sesame seeds an incredibly concentrated calcium source. However, like chia seeds, they contain oxalates and phytates, which can hinder calcium absorption. Soaking or roasting them before consumption can help maximize nutrient availability. Final thoughts: animal-based versus plant-based calcium. So, which type of calcium is better? When it comes to absorption, animal-based calcium sources, particularly dairy, salmon, and sardines, have an advantage due to their soluble forms of calcium and the presence of vitamin D. That said, plant-based calcium can still be well absorbed if you choose the right foods such as tofu, kale, and broccoli, and limit those high in oxalates and phytates. If you follow a vegan diet, make sure to supplement with vitamin D and focus on low-oxalate plant foods to optimize calcium absorption. What do you think? Where do you usually get your calcium from? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so more people can benefit from this information.